Coming to you live from the Rant Radio Network studios, it's the SportsCast with your host, the sports guru and Bud Knocker. Call the show at 855-969-RANT. That's 855-969-7268. Follow the show on Twitter at sports_THN. That's sportscast_THN. It's the SportsCast on the Rant Radio Network.
Welcome back, everybody, to the SportsCast Wednesdays, 12 o'clock here, rantradionetwork.com, people. You can call the show 855-969-7268. Bud Knocker's back in the hizzle.
That's right. I am back. I got a lot less ass than I left with.
A lot less ass, a lot less daughters. Giving away a lot this last week, huh?
I got one less daughter. That's right.
They got to just keep taking and taking.
Dude, that seems like a long time ago, man.
It does.
Hey, you had a good time at the wedding, didn't you?
Oh, my goodness.
You showed up. You didn't take
that's why I didn't talk about it last week.
Yeah, you took it to the open bar.
I bursted a blood vessel in my eye. I was throwing up so bad the next week.
Is that
the next
right?
day. It was ridiculous. Yes, I thought I woke up with pink eye. No, I just bursted a blood vessel. When I almost spilled a whole vase of water on my wife, right?
I saw that. You saved it. You got her a little wet, but not bad.
Yeah, what was it? My aunt spilled a whole entire cocktail on me, a vodka cocktail, so I was drenched in vodka the whole night dancing.
You were sweating vodka anyway.
I was sweating.
Who cares?
I look
What the hell is wrong with you?
I know. I really want to see what some of those pictures are taken because I just probably look like that guy at the wedding that guy's had too much.
That guy.
I untucked my shirt as soon as I walked in. The tie was halfway off.
Yeah, you were that guy. I noticed.
Double fisting the whole night. I had the timer going but when the bar closed, so I had my timer on my watch. I was like, 10 minutes, 10 minutes.
That was a good wedding.
It was a good time.
That was you.
That was me. I'm serious. That was and I was like, everyone just backs off. Like, okay, just let him go.
Let him go.
Just let him go.
We've seen him like this before.
I took out like 2 5-year-olds or something on the dance floor. I swear to God.
Out the way.
Get out, just bump him out
the way. No, but it was a great wedding. We had a real good time. Everything went fantastic that night. It was a night to remember. And they actually just got back. They went to Punta Cana in the Dominican Republic for their honeymoon. Yeah, it's nice. Somebody from the wedding, a family thing. I guess they have a timeshare there or something to do with the hotel. So unbeknownst to Zach and Mary, when they got off the plane, they were greeted with champagne.
Nice.
When they got to the hotel, they gave them those big ass fluffy robes that cost $250.
She's living it up, and then she moved into a new house 2 days ago.
Yeah, and they said, "Oh, by the way, we're bumping you up to the honeymoon suite." So.
They're living the dream right now. She's living the dream.
They just got home last night, and she just moved into their new house today. They're moving in as we speak. So
nice.
Yeah, it was nice. Like you said, I'm one daughter less, and I'm a whole lot ass less because we went to.
It was Wendy's birthday, right?
It was Wendy's birthday on Monday.
All right.
Cost me a fortune. Not in presents, but
this is how you felt right here. We got no food. We got no job, and our pets' heads are falling off. Arvin, give me some volume.
Our pets.
That's how you're sitting there, like, my God.
But we dropped down to Sonny Marshall's PWCI Construction, one of our sponsors.
Big sponsor.
After the wedding, we dropped down there to his house in San Diego. He lives right on Mission Beach. We stayed there for a couple days.
Okay.
That was pretty cool. Wendy wanted to go to SeaWorld, and we took care of that, and actually it was pretty cool. There was nobody there. We got to do everything we needed to do. Came back up. Just spent the last few days in Palm Springs, and I'm back.
Was there a lot of this at SeaWorld?
I like turtles.
A lot of turtles.
A lot of turtles at SeaWorld?
You want turtles?
A lot of turtles.
You want turtles? A lot of turtles at SeaWorld. We thought a lot of turtles.
Glad to have you back, though.
Thank you. Glad to be
I
back.
handled down the fort last week. Arvin was quite good on the mic. I let him on a little more than usual.
Is that right?
Yeah, I did a couple good jokes. I mean, they're rare when he comes in with his jokes. I know. But he did come up with a couple good ones, a couple one-liners.
Cool.
So it was a good show. We got a jam-packed show for you guys today. Again, you can call the show. The phone lines are open all day, 855-969-7268. We were going to have Freddie Coleman,
very nice,
fan favorite, big friend of ours, been on our show quite a few times from ESPN Radio, former NFL player, Freddie Coleman. He's a great guy, knows a lot about everything. Sport. I mean, it's great. He's guy's a big hockey fan. I mean, he was tweeting out last night. Hockey started last night.
Baby.
I got my Kings shirt.
Go Leafs.
Who did Barry Melrose pick as his favorite to go?
Did he pick the Kings?
Yeah, he picked the Kings.
Kings are going to be very good this year.
They are.
They're going to be very
it's
good
going to be
this
great
year.
some games as well. Also, we're going to get into MLB playoffs. Just kicked off this Monday.
But what a scene last night in Pittsburgh.
Oh, awesome.
What a scene.
I'm going to play some of the audio. I mean, chanting Cueto. I mean, my God, that place in Pittsburgh was absolutely rocking. Love all those fans out there. I mean, it really got to him, Cueto.
Yeah.
He gave up 2 home runs in the first inning or second inning. Channing Cueto ended up dropping the ball in his glove because it's getting to him.
Yeah.
That place was just unbelievable
it was
atmosphere.
rocking. It's been a long time. Of course, I was around in 90.
Yeah.
You just barely being born. No, 82. You've been, 10 years old? No, 8 years old. The last time Pittsburgh playoff game, the infamous Sid Bream running from second base that took forever. And Barry Bonds pre-steroid Barry
1992.
Bonds trying to throw him out from left field and throwing it approximately 50 feet and bouncing it 200 times before it got to home plate.
Hey, Arvin, we're getting some Twitter stuff. They're having problems with the sound. Is sound okay coming through on the app? On the TuneIn app, do you have anything to do with that?
I'm going to kill you, man.
I know. You're good? Okay.
What is the problem?
Oh, God, Knocker's back.
What's the problem?
When Knocker comes back, he brings back booze.
Oh, they say it's on the computer. It's working. I guess it's just the app or TuneIn app's having a little problem. So, yeah, check on the computers. You guys can go to the Rant Radio site on your iPhone, too. You don't need the TuneIn. You can listen to it straight from the Rant Radio Network site. So, all right, guys, we're going to go over my power rankings. We're just out. My Week 5 power rankings. Some big movers in there. Knocker, have you had a chance to look them over?
Yeah.
So, yeah, you have?
Yeah.
I'm sure you disagree as usual, right? Not as much this week?
Not as much.
Not as much, really?
Because they're kind of the teams are kind of separating themselves right now, so it's it's pretty hard to screw it up.
Big college weekend this past weekend in football. I mean, some great games, a lot of stuff decided. Georgia coming up big against LSU. We're going to talk about USC firing Lane Kiffin. Jesus, I know you're out there. I know you're probably happy as hell, like a lot of people were.
Still partying.
First thing you tweeted on Sunday was, "Thank God I woke up at Sunday. NFL's on and Lane Kiffin's fired." I mean, it just worked out fantastic.
It's a good morning, and you got to feel bad for the guy. He came in, now that he's gone. And I think he should have
fired
been
him
gone.
at 3 a.m. in the airport.
Yeah.
You got a problem with the way they fired him?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do.
I kind of do too. As much as I didn't like Kiffin, I think he could have handled a little better than that.
They could have been a little more classy. Let him go home. Let him sleep. Come into the office on Monday. And I think it was a little hot-headed of Pat Hayden to do that. I saw a little blurb where he described his meeting as it was pretty. He fought real hard for his job, which you would think he would. But I wish he would have shown that much fire.
I wish they would have done it before the season started. Because going into the season, realistically, you think you had a shot? No. You didn't even know who your quarterback was going into week 1.
Well, that's half his problem. But I believe you had to give him another year, as bad as it was by screwing up that whatever happened last year with that team that was supposed to be all that, and it turned into nothing. You had to give him the one more year just because he survived the previous 2 with all the sanctions. He did recruit pretty well, but like Pat Hayden said, we went into that game with 56 players on scholarship. That's 30 less than the other team.
Yeah,
that's a lot. That's a lot of quality depth that they just don't have. But you give up 62 points at USC, you're going to get fired.
Yeah, and like Pat Hayden said before, it would have been just feeding him to the Lions this week if you really brought him home against Arizona.
Can you imagine?
Oh, my God.
Can you imagine?
Someone would have probably taken him out in the parking lot. I mean, I'm not even joking about that.
It would have been ugly, and there's really just, no place for that. You just don't want to have that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he did. I would have waited until Sunday morning and then, met with him on Sunday when everything was a lot calmer and what have you. But he definitely had to go. The team is lost. The whole aura of USC is gone now, and they need to rebuild that. And the rumors going around that Jack Del Rio, who's the defensive coordinator,
I like Jack Del Rio.
now
I like him
for the Broncos. Outstanding hire. If they can hire this guy.
You got a raw deal. I mean, he was with the Jags for so long. I mean, you're not going to win down there.
Well, he won his first year.
That's what I'm saying. He did well with the talent with David Garrard for what years
right,
ago.
But he
over
doesn't
there.
draft the players. He's not in charge of who they're drafting and who they're trading for and who they're signing as free agents. And but one thing you can say, the Jaguars played hard. Under him, they showed up every week. I don't recall a game where you can say they just tanked. They're just not playing.
Right.
You can kind of say that a little bit this year because they're just getting hammered and they're not looking good at all. But if he can come to SC, he brings that family thing with him. You know, he was part of some great teams at USC. If he's number one on the list, I think that's just a great thing for them to hire that. They're going to wait till the end of the year. And Ogeron, he's a good coach. He's family also. You know, he went to Mississippi, didn't have a whole lot much luck there, but they do love him at USC. So I don't see a problem the rest of the year.
Okay.
And they're going to find a good coach.
They're going to find. I mean, you got those two biggest jobs in college football are going to be up at the end of the season with USC and Texas. Texas, that job's going to be open.
I'm not sure.
I think he's got.
One.
They can't keep him around.
Yeah, he's having problems.
He's having problems.
He's
I think
legend.
the two biggest jobs out there. So it's going to be real interesting to see who they get. Stop with all this. Bill Belichick's going to leave the NFL. Like some of these people that throw out like these coaches
to go to college.
Yeah, it's like come on.
Wow, no, that's not going to happen.
It's like just get realistic with your coaching prospects here. Don't just throw random. Yeah, Phil Jackson's coming. It's like, come on.
Are you serious? Somebody would seriously think that
it's
he
ridiculous.
would leave and go to the college ranks.
Yeah, and they're saying Saban's going to leave it. Saban's not leaving Alabama.
Now, that
no,
to me,
for what reason?
That would make more because you get bored. That would make more.
Go to the pros.
That would make more. Well, he's on a blacklist.
Yeah, he's.
That's going to be a little tougher jump to go to the pros because he cut his ties the way he handled this Miami fiasco.
Yeah, this is what most people think about him.
You know who I am? I've seen you before. You're the asshole on TV.
Most NFL think about that about Nick Saban after what he went through.
Yeah, he didn't leave a lot of good feelings in the NFL.
Yeah,
but winning's winning.
Winning's winning. Well, top 25, there's a lot of big games. No big upsets last week as far as college football concerned, except for that Georgia-LSU game. I had Georgia, LSU winning that game. They end up pushing on the spread. It was a +3 spread. Great game. Both quarterbacks played well, Mettenberger and then the kid over there for Georgia.
Yeah,
Murray. Both played well. Georgia, though, if you look at their schedule, I mean,
it's a little rough.
It's a little rough. I give them all the props in the world. I mean, what they've had to put up with here. And the new top 25 comes out. Again, Alabama number 1, Oregon number 2, Clemson 3. Clemson, Ohio State switch between the USA and AP poll 3 and 4, but Stanford at number 5. And until one of those teams loses, that's basically going to be your top 5 in college football
for the rest of the year.
For the rest of the year, and I think that obviously Oregon and Stanford are going to knock each other out here in the Pac-12 championship game. Someone's going to lose that game. I think whoever wins that game is going to be facing Alabama because I just don't see.
Well, they're going to play before the championship game. They're both in the Northern Division, so they're going to play for the division championship.
That's going to be one of the only games they lose.
Exactly.
So,
but you're right.
As it stands right now, Oregon, Stanford. What you've seen so far on paper, who you taking in that game?
I like Oregon.
You like? I'm with you on that as well. I just think that Stanford's more of a grinded out team. Mm-hmm. You know, pound the ball, run, count on that defense, keep it kind of in the 20s. Oregon, as we've seen before, every week we're on Oregon. I mean, they just put up 70 points a game.
Yeah, it's
the Denver Broncos of NCAA.
You just can't keep up. Now, Stanford is the only team in the last 3 years to actually
coming on Twitter. Sorry to cut you off.
I can't get on Twitter.
Oh, you can't?
No.
Twitter's going right now because we were doing prospect coach for USC. Tiger Woods will be available next year for USC coach. All right.
There we go.
I like that Tiger Woods right there.
That's a fan.
That's a fan right there. You really have to listen to the whole show to get that one, folks. Tiger Woods, though. He's up for anything.
That's a fan. Thank you for that.
It is. It's a good one right there. But coming in this weekend, I want to cover some of the games before we get into power rankings real quick, Knocker. Couple top 25 games. Interesting here. Disappointed you last week a little bit. Florida State at number 8. Didn't really do as well as you expected.
No.
Now they're going to have a surprise. Maryland, the Terrapins, are going to come in here into Florida State, number 25. Maryland ends up going into Florida State, number 8. What are your thoughts on this one real quick?
Maryland has covered all games from the start of the year. They're one of, I think, 3 teams that
we'll rave a little bit later about our success this week. If you were a VIP, we cashed out. I think it cashed out like 6 or 7 bills.
Yeah, if you started last Thursday,
till
yesterday,
followed each game,
even yesterday,
all
the way through yesterday.
I mean, I'm picking baseball right now. It's just I'm fuego. But going back to the game, Maryland, Florida State. What do you think? Florida State comes out in this one.
I think Florida State wins the game.
It's gonna be damn close.
But I haven't seen the spread yet.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's 8-9 points, I like Maryland. If it's anything more than 7 points, I like Maryland to cover. Maryland's a good football team, and Florida State showed some They showed some weakness against BC. BC's not that good a team, and they came
if USC can smoke BC like that,
exactly.
Come on.
Yeah, that's why I was expecting them to cover, and they got right to the 22 points a couple of times and gave up stupid touchdowns. But they came out in the first half flat, and the problem with that is coming in from the ACC, Clemson and Florida State cannot afford to have bad showings. They just cannot afford it. Florida State, they showed some weakness, and that's why they dropped to where they are, but
and a couple of just more interesting games out there. Again, Alabama's playing another softer schedule at the top there. Interesting game right now, though, is going to be number 15 Washington at number 5 Stanford. I think that's the game of the night here on ESPN. It's going to be a late night game under the lights at Stanford. Steve Sarkisian up there in Washington. We are both big fans of him. Also up there for the USC job, but he'd be stupid to leave Washington with what he's got going up there right now. But I think that Washington can really give Stanford a run for their money in this game. They can definitely put up some points. It's all about Washington's defense, I think, that's going to be the big liability here.
Okay, where's this game being played?
It's at Stanford.
It's at Stanford.
It's the last game of the week. It's the last game on the schedule here.
There,
yeah,
I see it.
Number 15 and number 5.
Again, I think Stanford wins the game.
Only because it's at home.
Wouldn't if Stanford was going to Washington?
The Huskies in that crowd in that weather.
Yeah, I would pick Washington if it was at Washington.
Mm-hmm. That's going to be a game to watch, though, folks. That's got some major implications on both sides of the ball there.
Yeah, absolutely. It has real ramifications because the winner of this obviously is going to be the team that tries to knock Oregon off in that division up there.
Yeah.
Very strong division, very strong Pac-10 this year. I'm real impressed.
Pac-10 SEC definitely by far the top two conferences
in my opinion.
In
absolutely,
football.
I don't think there's any.
Lastly,
question.
up here, another top 25 teams matching up. Ohio State. Been a real big surprise. I mean, I've been impressed with Braxton Miller coming back last week.
And Kenny Guyton. Both of them. They've got two quarterbacks.
They got two quarterbacks up there. Urban Meyer's got that team rolling, confidence. And stop with the Urban Meyer talk, too, people. He's not leaving Ohio State. He's from Ohio. He's not leaving there. He's in his dream job. I know. Against number 16, Northwestern. Northwestern been a big surprise this year. A tough team. They're kind of like the Vanderbilt. The Vandy's of the
2 years ago.
Yeah.
Every year there's a team.
And that team in the Big Ten over there, it seems to surprise everybody. Ohio State, though, traveling to Northwestern in this one. I think Ohio State wins by about 2 touchdowns here. I think it's maybe close in the beginning just because it's in Northwestern, but I think Ohio State offensive-wise is just a juggernaut this year.
I'm not going to go to 14.
Okay.
I think it's a 10-point game. I think Ohio State does win. Northwestern's had a great showing so far. Their schedule's not nothing to brag about. But Big Ten, Ohio State, but I just like the fact that Ohio State can bring 2 quarterbacks at you. If for some reason Braxton Miller goes down, Kenny Guyton just lights up the scoreboard too. I think they just have a little bit more depth right now than Northwestern does, and I think Ohio State, runs the table.
Pretty good. So that's going to be your top 25 games coming up this week, guys. Others, as far as your top 5 teams go, Oregon at Colorado, that's going to be a kill fest over there.
A blowout.
And so, big weekend for college football. LSU, Mississippi State going to be a TCU at Oklahoma. Could be interesting as well. So, again, guys, we're going to flip it over to the NFL right now. Arvin, hit it with me. The NFL, baby. Get me pumped up. Week 5 is here. Quarter of the season already gone. We got the winners and losers. Teams are starting to show their true colors, baby. I don't like it's week 5. Man, it has been crazy NFL first 4 weeks of the season. A lot of surprise teams, especially my power rankings, baby. A lot of fans going to be happy, maybe some sad. The Chiefs, though, making the biggest jump up into my top 5 this week.
Check it out.
And the Lions. Big win by the Lions. I'm happy pants, but that was huge by the Lions this week.
And that wasn't a fluke.
No.
They beat a good Chicago team.
Yes, they did.
Really did.
Don't take it that Chicago was a great team.
This is what's wrong with Detroit, though. You waited for this, for these 2 types of games, going and winning for the first time ever at Washington, and then you come home and you beat the Bears to really put a stamp on where you plan on going this season. But I got to tell you, man, is not their coach the most arrogant-looking guy you've ever seen walk the sidelines?
I want to hit him. Jim Schwartz?
He really
want to hit him
just
in his face.
An uncool dude.
I know.
I just don't
like him either
at all, but he's winning.
And the Cyborg. Back again. Peyton, can anyone stop this guy?
I don't think so. Maybe the weather.
Yeah.
Maybe we're gonna find
and
out.
We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out big time. So, all right, we're gonna get in my power rankings top 10 because everyone you're not on the top 10. You don't matter. Okay. And this week a new team. And this week, as you see, Knocker, I have at the bottom here the shitters full. A nice picture of our friend Eddie at the bottom. You like that? I put there Merry Christmas shit at the bottom of my power rankings each week. I put a team in there that's not even worth ranking. You're just in the shitter. You're not even worth putting in my power rankings. This week, Johnny Icebox's Steelers made the shitters list.
Yeah, they have to.
They have to, right?
They have to, man. That was just the way they're losing.
Yep. It was. Sorry, it's now full with a bunch of Steelers fans and those terrible towels to wipe your asses with.
That was bad, and to lose like that again with a fumble and a turnover at the end, and it's
so bad to Minnesota team that didn't even have their starting quarterback in. But all right, let's get Arvin. Throw me something on the back here. Let's get my top 10 power rankings. Now this week you kind of agree with me a little bit, right? You're on my side here a little bit.
I think the top 4 are pretty self-explanatory.
Okay.
The top 2 are definitely the top 2.
Top 2. All right.
The next 3 or 4 I kind of agree, and
Debatable.
then I disagree a little bit at the bottom.
At the bottom, all right. Well, let's get to my first one here.
Number 10.
Number 10 power rankings on the sport. You guys want to check these out? You go to thenewsportsguru.com. We put them up each week. All right, my number 10 team, the Green Bay Packers, coming off a bye. I know they're 1-2. What's Twitter? Go ahead. Go ahead. What do you got on tweet? What's the tweet? Again, guys, you want to tweet the show live. SportsCast_THN is the Twitter handle. It's a good way to get yourself heard on the show.
This is from Irish.
Yeah.
Dallas equal # whiskey dick.
Well played, sir. Well played. And that's coming from a Dallas fan, too. He's a big Dallas fan, too. All right, though. Packers come in at number 10 here. These Packers, coming off a bye, they don't look like much of a Super Bowl contender, especially with that defense. Aaron Rodgers is going to be Aaron Rodgers, but they got a tough test. This weekend is going to be big time for Packers fans in Lambeau. Detroit's coming in against the Lions, a big divisional game. You go down 1-3 right now with the Bears sitting at 3-1, and the Lions go to 4-1. You're in some big trouble. But I have faith that the Packers at home this weekend. I like them winning this game. I think they actually blow out the Lions this week.
Really?
In this game, yeah.
Very interesting call there.
Typical Stafford game in Lambeau. It's going to be a little breezy. Typical 4 interception. You saw Cutler. You knew Cutler. That game was coming Cutler.
My boy Cutler.
That's right.
I like this peppy pass right here. That game was brutal. They found some holes, really took advantage. Bear down this week. Cutler is 5-1 after throwing 3 INTs. That means 6 times.
Yeah.
He has thrown 3 interceptions in a game.
Yeah.
7 now.
Yeah. Pep Pants, we still love you.
Kills me. I cannot.
But that's what I like about her. She's a realistic fan, though. She knew
Yeah,
they play
she is.
crappy. So, but number 9 coming into this week, Peppy Pants, you're gonna like this. They still stayed in my top 10,
Number
even
9.
after the loss. Number 9, the Chicago Bears. That's just a tough place to play. They walked in kind of a trap game there with the Lions. They're coming off the hot win on Sunday night. I still like Cutler in that line. You're going to get those games out of Cutler. You're going to get 3 or 4 of them a year. Same thing out of Stafford. It matters when do they come, and is it going to be in the playoffs?
And are you betting on it?
Yeah, and are you betting on it? That's right. Basically when it happens. But I still like Mark Trestman. I think they bounce back this week. Still like the Bears as one of the top 10 teams in the NFL. Would you agree?
I have him at 10.
You have them at 10? Okay.
Yeah, I've got him at 10. This is going to surprise you, but I moved Tennessee all the way up to 9. Even though Locker, well, they're going to drop out, but I thought I'd give them their due. They've played very well all year. The game they lost was a tight game. They've looked really, they're coming on strong, but now, of course, Locker gets hurt. They got to go back to Fitzpatrick, and they're going to drop out next week.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I'm afraid of. Some of these teams, you move up, you're like especially with the Bears this week. Guess who they get to play? I know they're at home, but they got Drew Brees and Saints company coming in, so they might be quickly out of that top 10. But I'm going to give them that little leeway. And yes, coming in on Peppy Pants here, you just can't stop giving Green Bay all the love. 1-2, and in the face of a tough division. #fellatio. God.
Sorry, did you just say something?
I did. Let's get that trending. Fellatio.
Man, I like my new shirt.
Yeah, we got our new SportsCast stickers in now. Knockers decided to put one. If you guys want a new SportsCast shirt, we will just give you the sticker. You can buy your own shirt.
Exactly. You got to do it Mexican style, bro. Just slap the sticker on the shirt.
But we got a bunch of new stickers in, guys. You got to put them on your bumpers, wherever you guys want, on your back of your notebooks, your laptops, baby's diapers. But if you guys want one, email us or tweet us. We'll go ahead and mail you guys one out there. So, all right, number 8 coming in here. Some more interesting teams popping up. Let's get number 8.
Number 8.
All right, number 8 team coming in here on my SportsCast top 10 fantasy football rankings. Detroit Lions jumped up 8 spots.
8 spots.
8 spots.
Wow, you're very impressed with that win.
I'm impressed.
Wow.
Defensive line is one of the Ndamukong Suh, say what you want. The guy's having a stellar year, MVP type year defensively for this team. Reggie Bush. Enough said. This guy makes his team. If Reggie Bush is not in this team, it's not a playoff contender.
Oh, absolutely. He's
so dominant.
Him, Wes Welker, and Wolfolk, who got hurt at New England, probably the top 3 acquisitions. But definitely Reggie Bush has changed the whole atmosphere of this offense.
Yep.
You cannot key and just look at Megatron. Right, they now have a little bit of a running game, and him coming out of the backfield catching passes has totally changed the concept.
They just went right to
Detroit offense.
right to that New Orleans Saints mold. Darren Sproles, same thing that they did with Darren Sproles. You get a little dump off pass. I mean, they got Darren Sproles Monday night. First, I think it was 3rd down and 20. Just a little dump off to Sproles. What does Sproles do? He takes it all the way for the first down. You know,
so I'm impressed with the way Reggie's
big
playing.
showdown this week against Green Bay. So we're going to determine a lot. You see how I had Green Bay, Bears, and Lions, all NFC North teams, 8, 9, and 10. It's going to really shuffle out this week. So
Number 7.
Detroit can squeak a win out this week. Then they're well on their way.
Yeah. All right, next here, number 7, my 49ers. Impressive win Thursday night. I know it's against the Rams, but 2-2. This team, don't knock what happened in Seattle. Seattle's a team to play. It's one of those games that happens. And, the Colts are better than we thought. Okay, so don't take anything away from the Indianapolis Colts.
Yeah, and you thought the Colts were going to be one of the biggest drop-offs. It looks like they're for real.
They're for real. Niners move up 4 spots in my rankings. They're going to have the Texans this Sunday, a beat-up, demoralized Texans team traveling into San Francisco. I think San Francisco wins this one handily this weekend.
This is a rough game for Houston to play this week.
Especially trying to bounce back after a loss against Seattle.
This is a rough game for them this week.
Rough game. Right, my number 6 team, we just talked about them.
Number 6.
The Colts and Andrew Luck have honestly been my most surprised team this year. I thought they would take a little step back this year because, Andrew Luck, the sophomore slump, get a little read, but Trent Richardson coming over. Obviously
huge for them.
Huge for them.
And obviously huge for Cleveland, too.
Yeah, huge,
but huge for Indianapolis.
Bobby Hoyer, MVP, I talked already.
No, you're kidding, man.
I mean, but you look at Andrew Luck, everyone's talking Houston to win the AFC South. I'm liking the Colts right now.
Right now you got to look at the Colts because I'm not sure what's going on with Matt Schaub and
they're burning jerseys with Matt Schaub right now.
Yeah, it's kind of fallen apart a little bit over there, which you didn't think would happen. You thought this was their year.
Yeah.
And there's something going on down there. It's not happening right, and Indy just keeps rolling. Indy looks good.
Indy looks good. So we'll have, all right.
Number 5.
My top 5. This is the primos, guys. You make it into my top 5, into Guru's top 5, you've made it in life, okay?
It's like Playmate of the Month.
Playmate of the Month, yeah. Exactly. Nikki Lee, you know what I'm talking about. You're in my top 5. All right?
Amanda Cerny.
We'll get on there. And Sierra Price, I love you all. All right, number 5. This one for you from Mr. Awesome. The Chiefs, baby. In my top 5. Climbed up 4 spots this week. What can you say? Andy Reid has totally can change the culture of this team around. I don't care if Alex Smith doesn't chuck it 30 yards. The guy doesn't throw interceptions.
Dude, he's putting up fantasy points. I'm finally going to play him this week.
Yep, they got a big test this week.
Good points.
Good points this week. You got Jamal Charles playing well over there. The defense is amazing. Again, they got that Seattle home field advantage, with that Kansas City crowd.
Absolutely.
But this week, big road test in Tennessee. Tennessee without Jake Locker, though.
Yeah, with Jake Locker, much bigger test.
Ryan Fitzpatrick,
you don't know what you're going to get from him.
There's a reason they fired his ass in Buffalo.
And after signing a big contract, if they let you go after signing a big contract, Matt Flynn, there's a problem.
Yeah.
And Tennessee, as good as they're playing, if Fitzpatrick somehow doesn't make it, they've got nobody else.
Yeah.
They don't even have a backup right now. I mean, they're looking at David Carr. They're looking at Rusty Smith.
But I think what this team, again, is predicated on with the Tennessee Titans is defense. As long as Fitzpatrick can dump it off, throw these little 5-yard slants, little 10-yard outs, not with throwing picks, I still think the Tennessee is a good team.
But I agree. But Kansas City's going to score some points, though.
It just sucks because Locker was really starting to come together. He really was. He made a couple great touchdown throws in that game before he got hurt.
His confidence was high. The team's confidence was high.
But I guess it's only a strained hip, not broken, so he will be back 2 to 4 weeks.
I was reading 4 to 6, but anyway,
that's when it was broken.
Done.
They just came out. It came out today.
2 to 4?
Yeah, 2 to 4 weeks. So we'll see what happens when he comes back. But again, the Chiefs break up into my number 5. All right, number 4.
Number 4.
Brady. Brady.
Hey, what can you say?
What can you say? I have nothing else to say except Brady is just, he makes everyone better around him.
Yeah.
You know, this Tompkins kid that they have over there had another breakout game. I think he's looking a little bit like Ocho Cinco body type, where he can go up and get the ball. Ridley, I think getting Shane Vereen back here. Gronk coming back this week. This team's getting healthier, and they're not losing. They've won the games they needed to win to the point where they're going to get healthy. This team's just going to get a lot better. Love him at number 4 here.
Well, what's going on is
the defense. That Talib guy on defense is amazing.
Yeah,
that
but
quarterback.
You know what?
Well, you're a receiver. I know you have your partial.
No, I'm not a receiver. And Chris Collinsworth, you know, for as much as he talks, Chris Collinsworth was right on the last 2 plays of that game.
Did you really just say that right now?
If Matt Ryan throws
Chris Collinsworth.
Hey man, he played in 2 Super Bowls. Okay,
shit, I can't stand him.
If Matt Ryan, and this is his problem, and this is why Atlanta is not going to win, because it happens consistently. Every single game for the Falcons comes down to the last 3rd goal, 4th and goal.
Yep.
Happened in the playoffs. It's happened 3 times this year. Both of those guys were open. Okay, he had Tony Gonzalez open. He had big body between the DB who was behind him, nothing between the quarterback and Tony Gonzalez, and he throws the freaking ball to where Tony has to stretch out.
Yeah.
Hit him between the numbers, and it's not a problem. The last play, Talib doesn't have a chance at that ball if he puts it on the numbers.
I agree.
He puts
Matty
the
Ice is
ball
flawed.
up in the air,
Yeah.
and those are just hoping passes. Those are not confident, I'm going to drill this, which Brady would have done.
Yes.
Brady would have put the ball right in Gronk's midsection or right in the wide receiver's midsection, and they win that game.
That's the difference between a Super Bowl quarterback and one that just
absolutely
barely gets there. So.
You know, as high as I was on Atlanta, and Atlanta,
they're done.
they're just
done.
not going to win with him a quarterback. I think they're done.
I think they are too. All right, let's break them out. Last 3 real quick so we can get to
Sorry
break.
about
And then
that.
Freddie, no problem. My
3.
top 3 teams are going to stay the top 3 unless they lose. Same thing with the Patriots. Number 3, I got the Saints. Totally called that game, won a bunch of money. The Saints blew them out.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. Breeze and company. How bad did they love Peyton back on that team?
No
getting
kidding.
their coach back.
Absolutely.
All right, number 2.
Number 2.
Sorry, Seahawks. You're going to stay at number 2 until the Cyborg goes up a game because Denver is just too strong right here.
Number 1.
Number 1, Denver Broncos just putting up points. Got to. So that's been my top 10 power rankings. You guys want to check out the rest, go to thenewsportsguru.com. It's on the front page. All right, guys, we're going to take a quick break. When we get back, we got the man, Freddie Cole, ESPN Radio, former NFL player. We're going to be breaking down some of these 0-4 teams as who has a chance. Quarterback problems in the NFL.
Little MLB,
and little MLB playoffs. Get his predictions. Talk some NHL with the boy, too. So when we get back here on the SportsCast.
You watching the game at home? Why? Come watch it at Mambo Grill, the hottest spot in Downey. You'll have good food, drinks, and a great time at a low price. We have the coldest beer in our sports bar, where you can enjoy the game on any of our huge flat screen TVs. And when your home team wins, you get 25% off anything in Mambo Grill. We're on Downey Avenue, 1 block north of Firestone, or visit us on the web. Mambo Grill, love at first bite.
The experts know that for pastry, Baker's Bodega has it all. Exclusive brands like Westco Bankmark, Satin Ice, and Pastry Pride. One-on-one day seminars for cake decorating and gelatin art. So for our service, wide range of ingredients and supplies, and for the low prices, Baker's Bodega has it all. But you don't need to be an expert. Baker's Bodega, 7869 Paramount Boulevard in Pico Rivera. Come, we're waiting for you.
Have your attention? When it comes to tequila, 2 things matter: heart and passion. Never compromising integrity for mass production. Number 1 tequila delivers the goods. Taste the heart and passion of Mexico in every bottle. We make it right. We make it fun. Superior tequila. There's only number 1. There's only number 1. There's only number 1.
A home is the biggest investment in most people's lives. Buying or selling should be a positive experience.
Whether you want to be a wealthy real estate investor or just trying to find a place to call home. At AJR & Associates, we focus on the client's needs.
We understand the market better than most. Let us bring the value to you and make the right choice.
AJR & Associates, making your dream house a reality. Call us today for a free consultation at 562-882-1976. Or you can log on to www.agrrealtors.com.
With a track record of great results, bringing knowledge, wisdom, and expertise to you. Hablamos español.
Building a custom home or business is a huge deal. For some, it's the largest project they'll take on in a lifetime. Choosing your team may be the most important part of ensuring a successful building project. Starting a project by working closely with Core Design will create what's just right for your lifestyle and your property. But selecting the right builder is perhaps the most important part of creating the team. At Core Design's customer service, quality craftsmanship, and integrity are the keys to our company philosophy. Your custom construction dreams are just a phone call away. Core Design at 213-453-1609. Once again, that number is 213-453-1609.
3 balls, 2 strikes, the pitch.
Make your team look like pros with custom lineup cards. Whether you are a travel team, rec team, all-star team, or just some old guys playing slow pitch, we can make your team look a little better with some custom lineup cards. For the umpire, for the opponent, for the scorekeeper, for the dugout, no matter where your lineup card goes, you will look like a big league team with your team logo and name on top of your personalized lineup card. Just visit CustomLineupCards.com. With the best prices in town, you are sure to hit a home run with us. Visit CustomLineupCards.com and go pro.
Everyone, even Elvis loves Firehouse Chefs.
Catch FHC Radio every Wednesday from 8 to 9 p.m. on the Rant Radio Network.
Welcome back to the SportsCast, everyone. Back here at RantRadioNetwork.com. Wednesdays, 12 to 1:30. Just got through our NFL Power Rankings. Going to get into some NFL and MLB playoffs as well. Coming up here with that, Freddie Coleman from ESPN Radio. You guys can give us a call, 855-969-7268, or tweet the show live at SportsCast_THN.
And this segment is brought to you by James F. Hunshammer, CPA in Glendora. You can find him at jamesfhunshammer.com in Glendora for all your CPA needs. He just got you.
My taxes,
Your
baby.
taxes,
He's got me
that was a
like
good
$2,300.
phone,
I got my phone call this morning. $2,300 back in my taxes.
Yeah, way to go, Hunch.
Take that, Uncle Sam.
I
Way
just
to
have
go.
one question.
Yeah.
Is the guy that good that you get your tax check months in advance before it's actually?
No, it's gonna take. Is it gonna take?
Oh, no, he
that
was
much?
just informed
Yeah,
that
just
that's how much
informed.
he's going to be getting.
Yeah, I never.
that's good.
Yeah, I
So,
know.
and considering he
good.
paid last year, this guy
Yeah.
got him basically for he got
he's
him
good.
his money,
He's
man.
good. He got him his
James,
money.
James F. Hunshammer
Right there.
in Glendora.
All right, well, let's bring on the man, the one and only Freddie Coleman,
Yep.
online with us on the Sportscast. Freddie, what's up, my man? Freddie, what's going on, buddy?
Everything is good, although I'm not a rich man compared to you. Getting that kind of money from your tax return, my friend.
I know. I'm happy right now. Only crappy thing is my refrigerator went out and my registration's due, so basically it's all gone.
But you get some sunshine, you got to get a little rain, you got to take that, my friend.
Exactly.
But Del Taco is on him after the show today.
Exactly. I want to thank Freddie for checking in again, guys, at Coleman ESPN on Twitter. Great guy, former NFL player. You might probably catch his show, Freddie Coleman Show on ESPN, knows his stuff. So, first of all, Freddie, NFL obviously is the big sport going on right now. Week 5, we already got a quarter of the season gone, and a lot of big storylines out there, whether it be the 0-4 Giants, or the 1-3 Redskins, or the whole NFC East right now. We'll start right there with the Giants. luckily for the Giants, this NFC East is, what the weakest division in football right now. What do you think this is? Do you think it's a Tom Coughlin problem? Do you think it's a offensive line problem? What do you think's going on with the New York Football Giants right now?
I don't know if it's so much a Tom Coughlin problem because as a head coach, you can only give the game plan to the players, and the players have to go out there and execute it. But I think a lost opportunity that people are missing here is the fact that Jerry Reese, the general manager, has to have some blame in this because they don't have a running game because they decided not to re-sign Ahmad Bradshaw.
Right.
They don't have an offensive line because he did not do anything to fortify that offensive line from a depth standpoint in the offseason. Anytime we've seen the Giants have issues with somebody financially, if they don't think they're worth that money, it seems like they run them out of town. They did it with Brandon Jacobs. They did that with O.C. Umenyiora.
Yep.
So now Tom Coughlin has to use guys that Jerry Reese decided to put out there other than Eli Manning and Victor Cruz on the cheap and hope that's going to work. Well, we've seen other than game one against the Cowboys, in which offensively were really good outside of Eli Manning, 4 interceptions, they have not found any continuity and they don't have any confidence right now. Eli Manning is not the kind of guy that you look at and say, give us confidence. He gives you confidence by how well he plays, and then everybody else feeds off of that. You can't expect him to be that vociferous, really grab you by the throat leader because that's not his personality. But this has become a Jerry Reese issue, in my opinion, because he has not done enough to get the right kind of depth and talent in case things would go wrong and injuries would develop for the New York Giants.
Do you think, with the division how it is, do you think there's a chance that they get this thing possibly turned around?
In the National Football League, you can go from 0 to 60 in the blink of an eye.
Yeah.
You can go from 60 to 0 in the blink of an eye. But I also look at from a team and how are they playing? If they're 0-4, are they in every game? If they're 4-0, are they just beating people? Your record tells me you are what you are. And the New York Giants are an 0-4 football team because if they were better, they'd be 3-1 and 2-2 or 1-3, whatever that is. But they deserve to be 0-4, just like the Seattle Seahawks and the Denver Broncos and the New Orleans Saints. They deserve to be 4-0. So it's not a question of turning it around if you're the New York Giants. I want to see if you're going to play better and play without a lot of mistakes. With the minute I see that, then I might be convinced that you're going to turn this around. But they're 0-4 for plenty of reasons, and they have nobody to blame but themselves.
Yeah, I have to agree with that, and I was going to give them, the benefit of the doubt after the first 2 losses. I mean, they played okay against Dallas, and the next week was okay. But you go down to Carolina, and you're 0-2, and you're in desperation mode,
no points
and
up.
you get your butt handed to you the way Carolina handed it to them. That's a team that, to me, at halftime of that game, 0-2, and you're down like that at halftime, that's a team that's on the verge of quitting. And to say that about a Super Bowl champion is a real tough thing to say. But they, again, like you said, they don't have all that in Eli right now. They know their offensive line's a wreck. David Wilson, who was their running back coming in, fumbles, 3 times opening night, just devastating fumbles. This is a team on a crash course, and I don't see any way that they right this ship.
Yeah, how many times have we heard that teams talked about playing with a sense of desperation, but they talked about it after they won a game, whether it's basketball, football, whatever that is. Anybody worth their weight in salt, you treat every game, especially in the National Football League, like you have to play in a desperate situation. You have to play as if it's a playoff mentality. It may be a hard thing to say. It may not be the thing that things that people want to hear early in the season. But you look at Carolina. They didn't go out there and play like a desperate team. Their thought process was, we play like a desperate team all year long because we want to get to the playoffs. So if you don't match our effort, that's a you problem. That's not an us problem. You look at Peyton Manning. He plays with a sense of desperation each and every play. He does not leave anything to chance. And you would think an organization like the New York Giants, who have been in this situation before, would know not to try to mess with that devil all over again because that devil has always won that battle with the New York Giants. Instead it's the same old team. Well, we have a sense of desperation this week. Well, that should have been your thought process based on the last 2 seasons, that when you had that desperation, you were a better football team. When you decided that we could just go out there and play, then that's when things fell apart.
Absolutely. And that's what they look like they're playing like, that they can just show up and play because they have the pedigree,
right?
And it's just not happening. The only thing that's going to save them is the division that they're in. A couple good weeks in a row, and they could get right back in this thing.
Especially with Dallas playing Denver this weekend.
That's huge. I mean, if they happen to win this game,
right back
everybody's got 3 losses. They have 4. They're not that bad off. But I don't see it happening.
Talk about one of the harder divisions in football here. Again, we're talking with Freddie Coleman from ESPN Radio. Reggie Bush, what a difference this guy makes for a Lions team. Last week comes in just a spark plug for this team. Every week that he's in, when he's healthy, the Bears, turn in a typical Cutler game here. We're not fans of Jay Cutler either. There's Bud Knocker over here. But, is this Bears, do you knock it up for the Bears? Is one of those games where, you kind of walked into a lion's den, so to speak, at home here, a big divisional game. The offensive line has been good up until that game. What do you take away from this Bears-Lions game over the past weekend?
That the Lions were clearly a better football team, especially when their front four, led by Ndamukong Suh and Nick Fairley, that may be the best front four in the National Football League, at least at worst, the best front four in the NFC. That front four is going to give a lot of offensive lines problems. I don't care how good you are, how bad you are, especially if you allow them to impose their will. So we can look at the mistakes that Jay Cutler made, but it wasn't as if he was making stupid plays. That defense forced him into stupid plays, and the running game was not there after the first quarter. They really shut down Matt Forte and made the Bears a predictable football team, something that the Detroit Lions always wanted to be, not a predictable football team, and that's what Reggie Bush gives them. Now if you go into a game plan against the Detroit Lions, you can't just say to yourself, well, Matt Stafford's just going to line up and throw 55 times, and when he makes a mistake, we'll tilt the field and get a short field against their defense. Now you have to say, man, they got Reggie Bush back there, whether they handle the football running it or throw it to him in screens or get him in one-on-one situations with linebackers or safeties, that's a guy that we have to deal with and we have to account for. Now all of a sudden you get more one-on-one coverage on the outside, whether it's Ryan Broyles or Calvin Johnson or whoever else in that arsenal of the offense of the Detroit Lions. So I chalk it up as that Detroit has played really well all season. If that defensive line continues to play that well, this is a team that could be a threat, not just to win their division, but a team that's going to be a pain in the you-know-what when the playoffs roll around.
Yeah.
But I'm not just going to put this loss totally on Jay Cutler, because the guys on the other side, they cash their paychecks the 1st and 15th of every month like everybody else does. They're out there to get paid, and they're out there to make sure they want to earn that salary and show people that they are legit, especially when it comes to the Detroit Lions.
Now you're talking about the Lions being, a potential contender here. You look at this division, probably one of the hardest divisions in football right now. I know Green Bay is coming off a couple losses, but still one of the premier teams in football. Would you say the Lions, as it stands right now, are your favorite in that division?
Right now, I'm still going to take Green Bay because here's why. Maybe I'm drinking too much of the Aaron Rodgers Kool-Aid.
Everybody's saying, Freddie, they're killing me, Freddie, right now on Twitter over the Green Bay love, but I just can't get away from it.
I can't get away from it because, unlike other quarterbacks, I know Aaron Rodgers is an elite quarterback for Green Bay. I don't have any doubt in my mind. Yes. And when you have an elite quarterback, they're able not only to raise their level, but everybody else's level, because you do not want to go into that locker room and you gave less than 100%. And you look into the eye of Aaron Rodgers and he did everything he could to get out there and get a win for your football team. So I'm still going to consider them the favorite.
Okay.
And I thought the division would be a little bit better. I thought the Bears would be a little bit better. Mark Trestman is their head coach. And believe me, now we've seen Detroit, that's not going to be an easy time. Minnesota, Matt Castle, who knows? Maybe he can have a resurgence. They have Adrian Peterson. Maybe that will make that division a lot tougher. But until I see Green Bay maybe regress a little bit more, even though they're behind the Lions and the Bears right now, I'm still going to take that team by the end of the year. That they'll be number one in the NFC North.
I like it. A couple of comments, if I may, with Detroit. I think offensive linemen, when they have a back that can break the game open, and they haven't had that since Barry Sanders was playing there, I think that they hold their blocks just a little bit longer. They dig a little bit deeper because they know a little extra effort, which they should do every play anyway, but let's be honest, they don't.
Yeah.
When you have a dynamic back like that, if you hold your blocks just a little bit longer, if the wide receivers can get a good downfield block, they have a chance of busting big plays. And that's what I see coming out of Detroit right now. Everyone's trying just a little bit harder because they have a little something special. Now back to the Packers. What happens this week if Detroit somehow goes down into Green Bay this weekend, Freddie, and takes this game? What happens then?
Well, like the NFL, things are going to change because now you put Green Bay in a position where for the rest of the season, they pretty much have to win every game. Yeah. It's not going to happen, but they're going to have to do that because 9 wins may not cut it in this division. 10 wins may not win you that division. So, believe me, Green Bay clearly understands that bye week came at the perfect time to get people healthy. But they're going to go into that situation thinking, okay, we still don't believe that the Detroit Lions believe they can beat us. Yeah, they're 3-1 in the season. They're playing better. They have Reggie Bush. But we know we own this football team in the last 3 years. If the Packers come out and hit them in the mouth early, then we're going to find out what kind of Detroit Lions team that we're going to see the rest of the season, not just for that game. Because if they get out to a big lead early and then Detroit comes back and makes the game and wins that game, then it's a completely different team than the team we saw the last 2 years, including the one that 2 years ago made the playoffs. If they go in there and they lose to a Packers team that right now is a game and a half behind them in that division, plenty of people are going to say, we're not fooled by that. Yeah. We've seen this book before. This book has always ended wrong for you, but good for Green Bay. I'm interested to see how the Lions are going to come out because you know the Green Bay Packers are going to come out loaded, ready to fire from the first snap of that football game.
Yeah, I think that's going to be obviously one of the top 2 games of the week there to watch.
Game.
The most compelling game. Before we get into the baseball playoffs with you real quick, Freddie, again, at Freddie Coleman with us from ESPN Radio. You guys can check him out on Twitter, at Coleman ESPN. 2 teams right here, last 2 teams of football I want to talk about. 2 teams going to face off this weekend, kind of going in different directions and maybe a surprise to a lot of people. The Texans and the Tennessee Titans. I mean, Matt Schaub, that pass, whether you want to blame it on the coach, on him, you just can't make that kind of throw, and especially with the way that team's going and struggling of late. The Texans had very high aspirations. They have had for the past few years. Is it time to just jump ship with Matt Schaub right now with the Texans?
Well, if you're going to do that, then you're trying to tell me that T.J. Yates is the answer. See, that's the reaction I thought I would get the minute I put that name out there.
Reality, huh? That is reality.
It's wrong, but it's true to say some things like that. I look at Matt Schaub, and that's why when people started throwing the elite quarterback term around a lot, I want to say about 3 years ago, and they put Matt Schaub and guys like Matt Ryan of the Atlanta Falcons in that elite quarterback conversation. And I said, I don't think you understand exactly what that means.
Right.
People look at the Houston Texans and they say, well, they're a good team, but we're not afraid of them. When you play the Saints, you say, they're a good team. We're really afraid of Drew Brees.
Yes.
When you see the New England Patriots, man, that's a good team. We're really afraid of Tom Brady. Now you're going to see that even more so with a guy like Peyton Manning in Denver. Right now, that offense is playing better than anybody else in the NFL. I never had that feeling with Matt Schaub. But I'm not going to be ready to give up on him because who's going to be there unless someone is dumb enough to trade an elite quarterback to your team for Matt Schaub? You have to go with that guy. You have to let him know, look, we know it was bad for us. And let's be honest, you're up 20-6. Matt Schaub was not the only reason the Houston Texans did not beat the Seattle Seahawks. The defense didn't step up and keep Russell Wilson contained. They were not able to run the football. I thought they coasted and dialed it back. That's more on Gary Kubiak than Matt Schaub. But I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt in terms of I know he's going to bounce back, and I feel the Houston Texans are going to be okay. But at a certain point, if you're that organization, if you don't get to where you feel you should be with the kind of talent that you have on both sides of the football, then there's a disconnect there. And if it starts with a quarterback, then you have to move the quarterback out the way and hope to get somebody else or draft somebody else and groom him and then hope for the best. If you're still going to believe in this guy, then you have to do a better job of making sure situations like that come up, he's not going to put your team in a dangerous position where they blow a 14-point lead at home like they did on Sunday.
Yeah, okay, this might be a little early, Freddie, but let's say that the wheels do fall off in Houston and they don't make the playoffs and or they lose in the first round. Gary Kubiak's been there a few years now. He's kind of like
he's always been on the hot seat
at the end of his run, but he's been there 8 years now, something like that, coming close to 8 years. And you have Matt Schaub. Is it what do you do if you're the owner, Freddie? Do you get rid of Gary Kubiak or do you keep him and you try and get in a position to draft a quarterback coming out of college and start this thing over? What do you do? Because it's their time. They're in Atlanta and are both in the same boat right now. They're both in the same position, quarterback and coach-wise. For both those organizations, what do you do in either one of those situations?
Well, before I say what I'm going to say, I'm a big believer in that either you're really good to win a championship now or you have to start all over. If you're in the middle and that's not going to change, you're never going to be able to get to where you want to go. And I completely agree with you when it comes to Houston and Atlanta. They're in the same situations. That doesn't mean that Gary Kubiak and Mike Smith of Atlanta are bad coaches, but maybe they're not the coach you need that can win you a championship. So that's going to be interesting. Let's say for all intents and purposes, Houston does not get to the playoffs. The Colts win the AFC South. Houston finishes out of the money. If you're an organization, you're going to have to say, well, we pushed this as far as we can for the last 3 to 4 years. We needed Peyton Manning to get hurt for us to finally win this division in the AFC South. Because when that happened, I said, if not now, when? If not them, who? Well, you have to answer that question at the end of the season. Well, if we didn't get it done now, and we don't feel we can get it done later on, then what are we going to do about it? So if they finish out of the money, Matt Schaub won't be the only guy putting his resume out there looking for a new job, because Gary Kubiak is going to have to do that, and then they're going to have to hope to find the right kind of assistant, or maybe a head coach that coached before that is out of a job right now, and hope that's going to be the guy that can take you to where you feel you should be, with the kind of talent that can get old very quickly if you're not paying attention, if you're in a situation like the Houston Texans.
Yeah, what about at Atlanta? I totally agree with you there. What about the situation in Atlanta? Is it the same thing in your mind?
I think it's kind of different, and here's why. Because Julio Jones is young enough, Roddy White is young enough. Apparently, Tony Gonzalez will be making Pro Bowls at 50 if he wants to play. Seriously,
I don't think that guy's ever going to get old.
Seriously. I don't know what kind of cocoon mechanism he has in the movies, but whatever that is, give me some. I want to have some of that what Tony Gonzalez is having. But you look at them on defense, and if you're going to play in that division year in and year out, you know that Drew Brees is only going to keep playing at a Drew Brees level. I think Cam Newton has figured it out with the Carolina Panthers. I think that offense could be really, really good if they continue to let him do his thing. You need to guard against that in your division on defense. And right now, look at the Falcons. I don't see that dominant pass rusher. I don't see that middle linebacker that can roll plays downhill and put you in a second and third and long situation. I don't see the same thing with that secondary. So that defense could be something that could hold them back. And then Matt Ryan has to put more pressure on himself. So I think they need to fix that. They're still young in positions of key positions on offense. And I think Steven Jackson is going to be a great running back for them. And the offensive line is underrated. But they have to fix that defense. That's where they have to get younger and better at before I'll give up on the Atlanta Falcons not being a contending team in the NFC.
Okay, again, I want to thank Freddie. I want to thank you for coming on. I want to keep you for just a few more minutes here. A couple things, and I just want to get your baseball picks real quick. These two surprise teams, probably even a lot of people's eyes. Kansas City going to be going into Tennessee this week. Out of those two teams, who's most surprised you this year?
I'm not surprised by Kansas City because people look at the fact they were 2-14, but they had 6 Pro Bowlers last year. So we're talking about a team that did not have a lot of slouches on their football team. They just were not coached well, and they did not have an ounce of confidence in whoever was coaching them, whether it was Romeo Crennel or then when he got fired, they brought somebody else in. They just were not a team that looked like they wanted to be out there. So you're bringing in Andy Reid, and you're bringing a quarterback in Alex Smith, where if you're Eric Berry at safety or Derek Johnson linebacker, you're saying to yourself, "Whew, we don't have a fool of quarterback that's going to make us work harder than we have to on defense. We got a guy that if it's not there, will punt, play defense for us a long field against an offense."
Right.
But the Tennessee Titans, last year, they were just in every game. Just didn't have enough to win those ball games. And I think we're going to look back, even though Jake Locker is hurt, if they make the playoffs this year whenever he comes back, we're going to circle that game against the San Diego Chargers, in which he found a way to lead that team on a long drive and not only put them in position to kick a field goal, but he put himself in a position where he scored the winning touchdown and threw the winning touchdown pass. So I'm surprised by them, but based on last year, and I thought they added a couple of things in the offensive line, I thought they were going to be a physical and very tough team, and that's exactly what we've seen from them. Can they manage this firestorm that's happened now with Jake Locker being out, and we don't know how long he's going to be out with that hip injury? Can Ryan Fitzpatrick go in there and hold things together before he gets back? But Tennessee may not be for real, but they are not an easy Sunday no matter who plays them in the NFL.
No, and this couldn't have come at a worse time for them. Their schedule shows they're playing Kansas City, then they play San Francisco, then they play Seattle, and then they get the bye week. So in my opinion, if they can squeak one win out of these 3 games,
they go 1 and 2 and stay still viable,
and get Jake Locker back, then I think the rest of the season looks very well for them.
To your point, because and here's why I think Kansas City will be okay. Andy Reid is used to dealing with this, having a quarterback get hurt and a backup quarterback coming in. Kevin Cobb gets hurt, Mike Vick steps in, they go to the playoffs. He had Donovan McNabb get hurt, Jeff Garcia steps in, they go to the playoffs. So you got the perfect coach if you're Kansas City in this situation where, okay, Alex Smith is out, but even if he goes out, we're going to be okay because Andy Reid is going to find a way. Tennessee, we'll find out exactly how they can deal with that. And this is really on Ryan Fitzpatrick, a guy who's won games in the National Football League, but who fell out of favor. Can they do what Andy Reid was able to do in Philadelphia before he got pushed out and moved to Kansas City? I want to see if Tennessee can do what Andy Reid always seemed to be able to do in Philadelphia.
Yeah, definitely. All right, again, Freddie, real quick before I let you go, I want to get your baseball picks. I want to get your picks for the playoffs. Obviously, just started. I'm just going to go through the NL real quick. Who do you like, Dodgers-Braves series?
I like the Atlanta Braves. I don't think people give them enough credit for how good they are. I mean, I know it's great that Magic Johnson is going to be there and the Hollywood Swingers, that whole motif, but the Braves are a better baseball team, and they have something that Dodgers don't have. If it gets to the ninth inning, Craig Kimbrell gets the ball. I'll take that guy, and I like the Braves in 4.
Yeah, definitely. The Braves have the best starting pitching ERA and bullpen ERA coming into this with the most home runs. So it can be real interesting. All right, on the other side, Pirates, was that just not amazing to see the atmosphere last night in Pittsburgh?
You know what? Anytime baseball lags a little bit, they should always show films of stuff like that because that's what baseball is supposed to be, the largest crowd in PNC Park history. And in Pittsburgh, it's a baseball town. I know we hear about the Steelers and the Penguins in the National Hockey League, but it's always been a great baseball town when they're winning. If you show that you don't care about the baseball team, the fans will put their money in their pockets and stay at home. Last night was the kind of atmosphere that when you show the highlight tape of 2013 Major League Baseball, that should be the first thing you show what happened last night in Pittsburgh.
Definitely. Well, what do you think Pittsburgh chances against the Cardinals?
Pittsburgh won the series 10-9 in the regular season. I just think the St. Louis Cardinals are the best team in the National League. I'll take my chances with that team that can win any kind of style. It'll be a knockdown, drag-them-out series, but I like St. Louis winning in the full gamut.
Okay, flipping over to the AL real quick. The top leaders, Tigers, against the Oakland A's. Oakland A's going to get home field advantage here. What do you think about Oakland's chances?
Tigers can pitch, but Oakland believes they're as good as anybody. I like the fact they have that home field advantage. That place is going to be raucous. Maybe a couple of Raiders fans will stop by and yell at the Tigers, who knows. But I like the Oakland Athletics. I love the way that Doug Martin really made this a team. Even though they may not hit enough for a lot of people, they never seem to get scared of situations. I'll take Oakland over Tigers team, even though they can pitch really well with Porcello, Scherzer, and Verlander.
Freddie taking the upset. I like that. All right. And then our game tonight, Rays at Indians. Who do you like tonight?
I like the Indians, but if David Price can do that on Monday, it would not surprise if Cook does the same thing tonight. But just playing at home, I think the Indians will feed off of that emotion. They have a guy in the dugout, Terry Francona, who's been there. He'll know exactly what to say and the right buttons to push. Either way, no matter who wins tonight, they're not beating Boston. That's just a fait accompli right there. So if the Indians win, it'll be nice. They'll spray champagne on each other. Their dry cleaning bill will be high. But then they'll play the real team in the Boston Red Sox. I think that team right now is the best team in the American League. I think it's going to be Boston and St. Louis when the World Series happens in a couple of weeks.
All right, who's your World Series winner?
I like St. Louis. I just like their makeup. I like the Gas House Gang and what they can do. I picked them before the season got started, so I'm not going to back off of that now.
All right,
like
there you go. Knocker's got the same thing.
If it comes true, what Freddie says, and Freddie knows all, if it comes true, I win the bet.
That's right.
You're going to be shirtless.
I'm going to be shirtless.
I suck on your chest, and I'm going to win 50 big ones.
You got to put that on Twitter.
Exactly. I'll post it up there on Twitter. So, hey, Freddie, man, we love you. I love having you coming on the show.
Absolutely.
You're great every time. At Coleman ESPN. Freddie, thank you so much, bud.
My pleasure, gentlemen. Thank you for the kind words, and we'll do it again soon, okay?
All right, thanks, buddy. Appreciate it.
Love
Thanks,
that.
guys.
All right.
Bye.
God, he's so good.
He just brings professionalism
he
to the
does,
whole
and he's
thing.
just such a good friend now on the show. You can talk to him on Twitter, and the guy's just great. So
knows his stuff.
God, he has got my Tigers going out in the first round, and my Dodgers.
He's got both my teams in the
I'm going to be paying you a Fidian right now. Suck on my chest.
That's right.
My
You
God,
sure
stop
should.
laughing in there. Look at who's back in there. Oh, welcome. You decided to come back and produce the show?
Wow.
Oh, I appreciate it. All right, guys. We're going to go to break right now. When we get back, we're going to get our MLB picks real quick.
Okay.
Talk a little NHL. And we got some Wild World of Sports going on out there. A lot of Wild World of Sports.
Gotta love it, baby.
And some You Gotta Knock the Fuck Outs on the flip side when we get back here on the SportsCast.
Been in an accident? Then you need your vehicle professionally repaired. That's exactly what you get when you bring your vehicle to Greg's Auto Body Repair. 3 quotes within minutes. We will provide everything you need for a hassle-free auto body repair, from an accurate estimate to working with your insurance company. We will get your vehicle to its pre-accident condition as soon as possible. Greg's Auto Body has been serving Los Angeles County and local cities since 1970. Call us at 562-789-1300.
Hey, bro, this is a good game. You know what would make it better?
What, bro?
A michelada.
A michelada? What's a michelada?
A michelada is somewhere in the middle of a Mexican Bloody Mary and a Mexican margarita.
Oh, I got you covered, bro.
You got a cup in your pocket?
No, sir. I got my pocket-sized michelada. Mucho macho michelada.
Pocket size?
Pocket size, so you can take it with you anywhere you go.
Where'd you get that at?
At the nearest convenience store, and you can also buy it at muchomachomichelada.com.
You know what will make it better? After we get drunk, if they had a line we can call.
We can call their drunk line. You can leave a message and then log on to the site and listen to your stupidity afterwards.
What's that number?
It's 855-MICHE-69.
What's that number again?
855-MICHE-69.
Awesome. Mucho macho michelada.
Nurses Life Express provides unique apparel for all the hardworking nurses that wear many hats. It's apparel that expresses nurses' amazing, humorous, and caring personalities. After all, nurses are as influential as their united goal to help others. Nursing's not easy, but somebody's got to do it. For more information, please call 562-270-4312 or visit their website at www.nurselife.com. www.nurselyfe.com. Nurseslife.com, where nurses' lives are expressed.
Looking for a delicious, fresh family meal that's ready when you are and easy on your budget? Welcome to Piara Pizza. We make our pizzas with handmade dough, 100% real cheese, and tomato sauce blended with our own spices. Nothing is ever frozen. We always have large pepperoni and cheese pizzas fresh and waiting for you for only $5. Or choose one of our specialty pizzas. We have veggie, meat lovers, supreme, and Hawaiian. Add an order of our amazing hot wings, cheesy bread, or breadsticks. Our locations are ultra modern, ultra clean, and open 7 days a week. Visit any one of our locations today. Or check us out on the web at www.piarapizza.com. Piara Pizza. Fresh, hot, and ready for you when you come in. Stop in for your Piara Pizza today.
The Share Foundation is the health division of the Coy Chiropractic Institute, a 501c3 509A2 public nonprofit organization dedicated to the growth and development of the natural health care services, in particular through the chiropractic profession, offering health services at the Share clinics in the greater Los Angeles area. Your donations can help in expanding these facilities across the nation, research programs, and public education, thus offering a solution to the many of the health challenges we face. Your donations are tax-deductible and can be sent through our website at www.sharefoundation.com. That's www.cherfoundation.com by clicking on the donation button. Thank you.
Number one. Number one.
Is that a stutter or as high as you can count?
I was ordering number one tequila.
Everybody's asking for number one.
Great, another fancy bottle.
These guys are true artists. Never compromise integrity. They make tequila
Come
the
on.
old-fashioned way. Never mass-produced.
So what are you saying?
I'm saying have the number one. Anything less is number two. Number one! Number one, tequila.
You're as cold as ice. You're willing to sacrifice our love. You're as cold as ice. You're willing to sacrifice our love. You're as cold as
Back here on the SportsCast, Wednesdays, 12 to 1:30 over here, Rant Radio Network. DJ Slim throwing down some big beats for you guys here on your lunch break. All right, back here, guys. Give us a call. 855-969-7268 is the studio number. Want a big shout out to Freddie Coleman, Just a great interview with that guy. He
What
brings
a
it
professional.
every time we have him on here. Great friend of the show. Gave out some really good NFL action and also his MLB picks. So if you missed it, go back and check it out. I want to give a big shout out to our sponsor, Fireman's Brew. That's what we've been chugging on through the whole show, our Redhead Ale. Check them out at firemansbrew.com. They are the official beer sponsor of the SportsCast. Always have, always will be. Love the guys over there at Fireman's Brew. Find a location. They're in most of your guys' Sprouts, Ralph's, Vaughn's. But you want to get an exact location, go to firemansbrew.com. They have all their store locations up there. Also, big shout out to Juicy Whip. It's going to bring you our MLB and NHL predictions here, brought to you by JuicyWhip.com. Check them out on Twitter, at JuicyWhip. Also, guys, you can buy their carton of horchata in Target and your Vaughn's and Ralph's stores. They make horchata, jamaica, tamarindo, pineapple, pina colada, energy drink. I mean, you name it, they make it as far as your aguas frescas go. Great stuff. You can also get them at El Pollo Loco. So check them out, JuicyWhip.com. Big sponsor of the show, guys. Support our sponsors because they support us.
And we have to give thanks to Al Delino's Restaurant.
Throw them all out there
in
right now.
Azusa
Just
on
plug
the
it
corner
up.
of Cerritos and Arrow Highway. Absolute best Italian food you're ever
Yeah.
going to eat. The freshest ingredients. Every bite is just like, wow, that was just fantastic, man. You know, so you got to check them out. Make sure you go there. Ask for Gabriel. Tell them that you heard from us. Heard about them on the Sportscast. You can like them on Facebook, Al Delino's.
There you go. All right, guys. We're going to get into our MLB. Go and hit it with me. MLB, baby, we just talked about Freddie Coleman, man. Playoffs right in full effect right now. A great atmosphere in Pittsburgh last night, guys.
That was unbelievable.
If you were not watching that game, I know a lot of people don't want to watch baseball. It's boring. Playoff baseball is completely different than the regular season. There's so much emotion in that park last night. PNC Park was absolutely rocking.
Well, the interview they had with Marlon Byrd, who had played,
he's played every team in the major leagues by now.
Well, he had played the most games on an active roster without making the playoffs, which was, and they brought it up to him, and he was like, "Yeah, this is definitely different. This is definitely it's the same."
Well, I'm going to
game.
go ahead and give you guys a little feel of what the park was last night. NL wildcard game. It's elimination game. Only one game last night. Pirates open up the second inning. And again, Marlon Byrd. Bird's the word, goes deep, starts it off, and the crowd goes nuts. And Johnny Cueto on the mound for the Reds, starting to feel the pressure, and the Pittsburgh fans bring it. And it was a sight to be seen. I mean, if for Pittsburgh, you waited a long, long time for that. And to get it to where, to get that last night, and you're chanting, can you go give me volume here, Alvin? He ends up dropping the ball, dropping his glove. You could totally get him jacked up here.
Yeah.
Under Johnny Cueto's skin, and they might be.
And Pittsburgh, just the crowd going crazy last night again. Who walks up? None other than fucking Russell Martin.
Yeah.
The Lone Ranger catcher had been, the Wanderer.
Yeah, he's been around.
He's been around, but Dodgers, Yankees most notably, coming over to Pittsburgh, hits another jack. They go up 2-0, and that just started the fire. They end up winning the game, I believe, 6-1. When everything's said and done here, or 6-2. I'm sorry, over the Reds. First playoff victory since 1992 when Barry Bonds was there.
Yeah.
Just a great sight for baseball.
It's
Pittsburgh,
fantastic.
And the Gurus won, and the Gurus VIPs won, baby. Hang on a second before we get to it. Gurus VIPs. You're all effing welcome.
Yeah, where are you? Where's the thanks?
Where's the thanks from the Sports Guru VIPs right now? Seriously.
For this weekend.
All you guys that won, I won $600-700 this week just betting on our picks.
Absolutely.
You started Thursday.
Yeah.
Me and you, I think now it's up to like 15-5-1 in our last 21 picks.
Yep.
On fire.
On fire.
Everyone was doubting me on my NFL. Oh, Guru, you had an under 500 week. What, 8-2 bitches?
You're not even putting the O on Fuego anymore.
No,
huh? You're just in Fuego.
Enfuegs.
That's your new nickname, Fuego.
Make it plural.
Enfuego.
Enfuegs.
It's me.
It's me, bitches. That's right, baby. Sign up at thenewsportsguru.com, guys. We had a couple new ones sign up yesterday because they've been seeing the heat.
Awesome,
the hot streak.
man.
It's only
all about winning.
$14.99 a month, guys. You get all of our sports picks. I mean, these people make you pay $50 a month for something, maybe $20 for one pick a day.
Exactly.
We're giving you all our picks, $15 a month. So sign up, thenewsportsguru.com. Right on the homepage, you click on it, become a premium member today. Wanted to give another big shout out before we get into our baseball stuff to the sportstradex.com. Big supporter. We
love it.
sponsored all their MLB fantasy games this year.
So
it
much
went
fun.
fantastic.
I won
so
money.
great.
All I know is I won
last
money.
week. I won like $200 last week
Yeah.
at Sports Trade X. We are now hosting their NFL fantasy games.
Right.
So make sure you guys check them out at sportstradex.com. You enter SportsCast25. You get a free $25
that you can use right away.
Right away.
It's not supplemental.
Start
You
bet
can use it right away.
and have free games. You guys can win money and just join the free games. You guys don't want space. Join the free games.
Yeah, join the free games.
Check
What
them out,
the
though,
hell?
on Twitter at SportsTradeX. We love them as usual. Ben over there, big supporter of the show. So big sponsors, guys. Support them all. All right, let's get into our
Okay,
MLB
let's get
picks.
through our picks real quick.
Hey, Alvin, throw me up just a little bit of 50 Cent for real quick while we just get into our picks here. These money picks, baby, because me and you got a bet going, right?
Yeah.
$50 bet.
Freddie says I'm going to win.
I know, bitch. Fucking Freddie. God damn it. We got a $50 bet, though.
$50, yes.
And we have to come and do this show and write I suck on my chest.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
And right now, my front runners to win on both sides are the Tigers and the Dodgers.
Right.
And you basically have Cardinals.
I have Boston and St. Louis and Pittsburgh and Tampa Bay. So
Okay,
I'm
so all
still
four of your
looking
teams
good.
are in there. You're looking
Right,
good.
I'm still looking good.
I think I have Oakland, right? I think
yes,
I have
you do.
Oakland
I
as
believe
well.
you have
So-
Oakland as well.
Okay, so let's get into our early season picks here. Dodgers, Atlanta. Who you like in this one?
I'm going to go against Freddie. I think the Dodgers are gonna escape with a win here. I still like their starting pitching. I like their middle relief. I know Atlanta's got the big gun closer, but I think the Dodgers have from the sixth inning on. I believe the Dodgers are very strong. So I'm going to go with the Dodgers in an upset.
All right, I'm also going to go with the Dodgers, not just because of my team, but I just think they have the pitching to beat Atlanta. I know Atlanta's got the bats, but Google Kershaw, Greinke back-to-back. That's just if the Dodgers can steal one over there, I think they're fine. All they got to do is win one go over there in Atlanta and come back home with Ryu or Nolasco. So I'm taking the Dodgers in this one as well. We've got a caller on line one, Mr. Awesome. I'll get you in just a sec. Let us get through our picks, then I'll pick you up here. Next up here on the list in the NL, we'll stick with the Pirates-Cardinals.
I'm going to go with Pittsburgh in the upset.
You bitch, man.
I really am.
I'm going two with that.
I mean,
I just feel it's like one of those teams that just catches fire. They got the momentum.
A little destiny, yeah.
Destiny.
I'm thinking so. This is probably more with my heart than my head.
Me too.
I really don't care who wins because
I'm just
I just want to win my bet.
And I'm sick of seeing fucking tick, dude. But I'm sick of seeing the Cardinals in the World Series.
Yeah, I'm pulling for Pittsburgh.
I'm pulling for Pittsburgh
I like
too.
that atmosphere. I'm loving the new blood.
All right, switch on the flip side over here. Tigers against the Athletics in the AL.
This is the toughest one to pick because Detroit has the names and they have the Verlander and you got to think
Win-win situation for me.
Just by looking at it, you have to pick Detroit. But I like the scrappiness of Oakland.
Go with Freddie's.
Yeah,
We're going with Freddie's
go with
A's.
the A's in the
All right, I'm
upset.
going with Detroit. I just think pitching and offense just is too much for the A's to handle. I think the A's maybe get one here at home because of that home field advantage, maybe steal game one. But I do think the Tigers prevail in this series. All right, the game tonight: Rays versus Indians. Who you like?
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with the home team because I like the home team, and then I like Boston. Whoever wins tonight, I like Boston.
Okay.
In
I
that
like
series,
the Rays to win tonight. I just think they have the momentum off that Texas win. I think the Indians have been off for 3 days. Sitting. I think that hurts the team, especially in baseball more than anything. You get the cold bats,
Yeah,
I think that they're going to be pitching a rookie pitcher tonight in Salazar. I think they maybe get to him. So I like the Rays in a close one tonight, and I do like Boston to carry on. So who you like in your World Series, and who's the winner? Before we get into this.
I'm going to go with Boston and St. Louis. I like the pick. I'm going to go with. Well, no, I can't do that because Pittsburgh's going to beat St. Louis. So I'm going to go with Pittsburgh and Boston.
Pittsburgh, that'd be a good series.
I
I'd
think
like
it'd be
that.
fantastic.
I'm going to go with again. I still like Detroit and then Dodgers to get there.
Okay.
And I like actually Detroit to win it this year.
Really?
So,
Wow.
Yeah, I like Detroit. I think they've been there so many times.
Yeah.
I think they just finally closed the deal.
I'm just not sure that's
all
gonna
right.
happen.
Let's bring him in. Line one, Mr. Awesome. What up, kid? What's up?
What's going on? I just wanted to call in real quick and let you guys know that I'm picking the Pirates. I think the Pirates in the World Series would be good for baseball.
Oh, definitely.
So
fantastic.
if there's ever a fix, Bud Selig needs to make sure the Pirates make it.
Yeah.
This is the
Well
year.
played.
Pirates and Indians.
Well played. Yeah, Pirates and Indians.
Would be awesome.
Epic series.
But anyway, I also want to let y'all know Chiefs will be 5-0 after this week.
Check
All
Cowboys
right,
suck,
baby.
and
How do you like my call? Top 5, baby.
I loved it. I had another full release.
Yeah. No. Wow.
Another full release.
The wife's getting jealous of the
Every week I
SportsCast.
see them get a little higher. And,
Yep.
bring on those ponies.
I'm telling you, man.
I'm ready for them.
They were knocker sleeper team, and Kevin, they've really turned me around. This past week did a lot for me with this team, and going into Tennessee, I still think they win that game, especially with Jake Locker out. It's going to be close. I think really they steal one from Denver. I think when Denver comes into Kansas City, I actually think I'm going to go with the
I said the same thing.
I'm going to pick them to win. Denver's not going undefeated. They're not. It's just not going to happen.
Nobody ever does.
I think they do lose that game in Kansas City this year if they're going to lose a game. So that's my.
I would love that
upset.
to be. Is that a Sunday or a Monday night game? Do you know,
gotta
Kevin?
be.
Is that a premier game?
I think it's a Sunday game. I don't think it's. It might be a primetime game if they're still undefeated by that time.
Well, is that at the end of the year? Because they do have the option of changing the game around that
right.
was scheduled,
they
right?
play end of November, and then they play again like 2 weeks later. The first.
Oh yeah, one of those is going to end up on a Sunday or Monday or Thursday. It's got to.
It's got to definitely. So I mean, they're going to be good. So yeah, I like your Pittsburgh call, man. We're rooting for Pittsburgh. That was a great sight last night. It's going to be great. So hey, Mr. Awesome, appreciate you checking in, baby.
Hey, no problem.
All right, brother.
Take
Keep
care.
the faith.
Okay,
all right.
Hey, did I see Morneau out there for Pittsburgh?
Yeah.
They picked up Morneau, right?
Yeah, off of Minnesota. They got
well, they've
him,
got a lot of players from here and there and everywhere, don't they? And I really like their outfield. Their outfield is a good outfield.
Yeah. If I'm trying to pick, Kansas City goes to Denver week 11, and
See?
then so I think they're going to lose that. But if let's see, Kansas City, and then week 13, 2 weeks later, in the cold in Kansas City, Denver going to the Chiefs. I love the Chiefs.
Is that
in
a Sunday
game.
or a Monday or?
They have it as a Sunday game at
That's
1 o'clock.
going to be the Sunday night game.
They're going to bump that for the Giants at Washington Sunday night. I think
Is
that game's getting
Talk about a blackout game of the week. Oh my God!
Seriously.
Yeah, I'm thinking that game's going to get bumped.
No one's going to give a rat's
who
ass
the hell
about that game.
cares?
It's going to be a battle of the 2 and 10 teams.
Yeah, we're calling that now.
Yeah,
That's going to get bumped.
Yeah, so it's going to be one to watch out for. So
I have to agree with you, man. If Kansas City stays on the roll and Denver does too, I can see Kansas City just laying in wait and just bringing all that 12th man down.
Your vapey pen. Mine ran out of batteries. Need your vapey pen. Thank you, sir. All right, let's get. Hey, can you hear me with the NHL? Because it's back, baby.
Yeah,
NHL,
baby.
Stanley Cup champion Kings. There we go. Turn it up, blast it for me, baby. Turn it up. There we go.
New realigned NHL with some new rules,
New rules.
new
It's
divisions,
back.
new
I'm just glad
conferences.
full season this year. Don't gotta worry about nothing. Barry Melrose picking the Kings as a Stanley Cup contender. Going
good
back.
call, man.
I like it. Kings are going to be tough this year.
Yeah, they are.
Ducks are going to be playing tonight. I believe Kings start on Friday. On Friday. So it's going to be great. Going to go over our divisional winners now because kind of two divisions and
there's only
two
two
conferences.
divisions. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
4 divisions, 2 conferences.
Yes.
So it's
Yes.
going to be interesting. Red Wings no longer in
Some
the
teams have moved
in the
in.
West.
Geographically, I don't understand it. How do you move Detroit to the east and leave Nashville in the west? I don't. Or Columbus.
Yeah.
Columbus should have come west, and Nashville should have gone to the east. But otherwise, geographically, they're pretty good in pretty good situations. I like that the Pacific Division. It looks really strong, in my opinion. The Pacific Division looks really strong.
It's kind of shifted in the NHL. It used to be the East, which is usually the stronger of the conferences.
Mhm.
It's kind of shifted over now to the West here, especially with you got the Sharks, the Red Wings. You got the Kings. The Ducks are still a dominant team
Absolutely,
up there.
Phoenix
the
is
Blues
coming
are
on.
still good.
Yeah,
I mean,
Vancouver's still Vancouver. I mean, you've got really good teams in that Pacific Division.
definitely. We had our first major fight last night in hockey. If you guys missed it, you can check it out, thenewsportscrew.com. Fighting is one of the greatest things we love to see in sport in hockey. It's what makes hockey great to watch. But you hate to see someone get really hurt. And last night,
God, no, nobody.
Last night
you
it
don't ever
happened.
want anybody hurt ever.
Former longtime Duck, now Canadian George Peros.
Mhm.
Last night got into it with Colton Orr of the Maple Leafs. Now these two have been going at it for years. I mean, these guys would drop the gloves with just the start of the game just because they had that.
Now,
dislike.
is Orr the same guy that was involved in that bench
I believe so.
the line
Yeah.
fight with Buffalo
Yes.
in the preseason?
Yes.
Okay,
So,
go on.
You guys can check out the fight here, but Peros, it's a great fight. They're going at each other, but George Peros ends up going out for a punch, misses his guy, and his momentum takes him all the way down, smashes his face on the ice, knocks him out unconscious.
Wow.
Again, I don't like to see anybody get hurt, so you guys want to check out that video. It's pretty
that ice is
intense.
hard.
Yeah. That ice hurts a little bit.
There's no give.
Blackhawks got their championship rings last night as well. You
Yeah.
can check out that video at thenewsportscrew.com. But just let's go over through our winners real quick here.
And,
Throw me at something in the background real quick. Alvin, let's go through our winners. Now we got the Eastern Division. Now only features the Atlantic and the Metropolitan Division.
That's funny.
Is that like the ghetto of the NHL? What is that? And you got in the West, the Central, and the Pacific. So let's start off first. Last night, just to go over the wins, Chicago got their first win already of the season by beating the Capitals in a great game.
And Washington looks like Washington
looks like Washington, the Colonel.
Sorry,
their long season. Edmonton comes out with a loss last night. Again, Winnipeg gets their first win of the season.
Mm-hmm.
And those were the last one, Montreal losing to Toronto last night. So those are your three games. Now, let's start off Eastern Division in the Atlantic. At a division that features Toronto, Montreal, Boston, Buffalo, Detroit, Florida, Ottawa, and Tampa. Who you like in this one? Just early season predictions.
I'm going to pick Boston to repeat.
Okay, Boston
in
to repeat.
Division,
Agilna, they're keeping Agilna on that team, so it's
Mm-hmm.
going to be interesting. All right, I like in that division. I can't knock Detroit. Every year they're there. I'm going to go Detroit. Plus, I want to get some sex for my wife tonight because she's from Detroit. Love you, Red Wings! It's a homer pick.
If ever there was
I'm thinking with my head. Just that one down there.
Both of
That's
them,
all.
right?
I'm looking with both my heads on that pick. All right, next up, the Metropolitan Division over there in the East features Washington, Carolina. I don't know why they still have a team. Columbus, New Jersey, New York Islanders, New York Rangers, Philadelphia, and Pittsburgh. This seems like it's going to be the toughest division out of all of them, maybe.
I'm going to go with Pittsburgh with the Rangers close behind.
Okay, I like it there. I'm going to go with Pittsburgh with Washington. I think Washington has another shot to get there, but again, they'll fall short.
In the playoffs.
Yeah, exactly. So, all right, going to the West here. Again, Western Division in the Central, the reigning champs, Chicago Blackhawks, Winnipeg, Colorado, Dallas, Minnesota, Nashville, and St. Louis. This is a really, really strong division here.
I'm going to go with St. Louis.
Really?
I think St. Louis is going to have a really, really strong
really
year
good
this
last
year.
Last couple years, they've been really turning that
I think they turned the
around.
corner this year, and Chicago suffers, back-to-back. We haven't had back-to-back in quite a while. I think St. Louis picks
That's
it
what
up.
she said, right, Knocker? You set yourself up for that one, man. You set it up for me.
I don't know. This weekend was pretty good.
I still like the champs, Chicago. I think Chicago. I think
Okay.
St. Louis finishes second in this one. I still like
All
the
right.
champs. They'll still have a lot of firepower. But I like St. Louis finish second. So Chicago 1 and 2 in there. Lastly, with the Pacific Division, we got Edmonton, Anaheim, Calgary, Los Angeles, Phoenix, San Jose, and Vancouver.
Kings going all the way.
Nothing else to say. Kings all the way there.
Kings are going all the
All right, well,
way.
the phone lines are blowing up here. Let's get in what we got. Peppy Pants in line 1. Oh, yeah, we got to get her. We got to plug her stuff real
Yeah,
quick.
she's got a good
Let's
cause
get Peps
going
in
on
there.
this weekend. We got pumped.
All right, we got Taryn Peppy Pants on line 1. What's going on, girl?
Hi, guys. How's it going?
We are doing fantastic today. Really happy to be on the show. Wanted to get you on. Glad you called in. I know you got a big event coming up this week. I'm sorry me and Knocker aren't going to be there. I'm going to go on a anniversary little vacation this weekend, and Knockers took the last 3 weeks off.
I took 3 weeks off. I got to work.
It's got to work. But we are, Taryn, we are going to make a $50 SportsCast donation. I will go ahead and send that to you so to help you out.
I appreciate that. That's awesome.
No problem. But go ahead and give it a plug. What's going on this Saturday? Poker is going on with a little silent auction, so give us some information.
All right. So this Saturday out here in Rancho Cucamonga, to support the Frazee Community Center of San Bernardino County, we're hosting a barbecue dinner and poker tournament. So for
Awesome.
$75 buy-in, everybody gets a big plate of Famous Dave's barbecue.
Oh.
We're having a brisket. We're having chicken, beans,
Hungry.
potato salad, cornbread, all of that.
Doggy bag. I
You
want
get 2
some.
drinks, a couple beers, couple wines
we
of
go.
your choice. You get a cigar from Savudo Cigar.
Great cigars. Want to give a big
Yes.
shout out. Great cigars.
That's worth the price
cigars.
alone. The beer and the cigars worth
Yes.
the price alone, for real.
Go on.
Right. So Fireman's Brew and Savudo Cigars, so you can't beat
Awesome.
that. You're getting $2,500 in poker chips to start the game out.
Cool.
And a seat at our tables. There's also going to be a silent auction with tons of great prizes. Like there's
Awesome.
potentially a helicopter ride on the table.
That's awesome.
There's spa trips and just great stuff.
I love
that's been
silent
donated
auctions.
to
I
us.
love silent auctions. They really do have some great packages sometimes.
Oh, it's so much fun. We've
Yeah.
had gift baskets donated. We've had trips donated. A week at a timeshare in Palm Springs
Awesome.
donated.
God, I wish I could be there.
Yeah, it's going to be nice.
Yeah.
And we'll take a call in. Don't worry.
Okay, we'll do call
I'll
in.
get your auction in.
All right, there we go.
We're also going to have a raffle. We've got, I think, like 50 prizes for the
Awesome.
raffle. So
It's a good night.
So you can't beat that. And it's all going to raise money for the Frazee Community Center, which is a center that gives out 100 to 150 hot meals a week, sometimes a day, depending on the demand.
Wow.
They prepare emergency food bags for families in the area. They open up a clothing closet for men and women in the area that need it. They have a transitional housing for homeless and disabled veterans. They have a center for single women and children who are in need. And out here, there's just a real demand for it, and it's run entirely on your donations.
This sounds like a fantastic cause. Again, where can people, donate or sign up here for this, Taryn?
They can reach me by email.
Okay.
I can spell it out for you. It's
Go ahead, yeah.
Taryn at morganandfranz.com. That's T as in Tom, A-R-Y, N as in Nancy, at MORGANAND, F as in Frank, RANZ as in zebra.com.
Okay.
And you can pay me through PayPal that way by sending it straight to that email address, or you can email me and I'll connect with you. If I need to drive out to pick up a donation, I'm doing it. That's
Go
what I'm
for
doing
it, girl.
this week is collecting and peddling and reaching out to all of the community. So it's pretty much my job for the next few days.
Yeah, if you guys are on Twitter, again, at Peppy_pants on Twitter.
Yeah, I can be reached on Twitter.
Yeah.
If you can find me on Facebook, I think I got my security settings at like Mach 10.
Still up there.
And they can buy tickets at the door, right?
They can buy tickets at the door. They can drop off a donation if they want to here at my office's Rancho. And like I said, I'll come to you.
Okay.
Just because we have to get the interest and we have to get the community involved for this.
Absolutely.
Yeah. What's the address? Just people wanted to go up and show up that night.
Yeah, sure. We're at 10606 Trademark Parkway North, and that's in Rancho Cucamonga.
Okay.
And if they want to call the office and get some more information from me direct, I'll take the call at 909-980-1194.
Cool.
So yeah, give me a call, shoot me an email, drop it through PayPal, find me on Twitter and DM me, whatever you need to do to get a hold of me. If you want to take part, if you're not local, like I said, PayPal donations are being accepted as well.
Awesome.
Okay, I also have an address here, P.O. Box 1567, Rancho Cucamonga, California, 91730. Now, they can send donations to that address also. Is that right?
Correct.
All right,
that
cool.
P.O. Box will get to me just the same.
Yeah, and I wanted to, Taryn went out and saw our boys over there at Fireman's Brew this week, too. Fireman's
Is that
Brew.
right?
Yeah, she went out there and took a
They
drive.
donated 4 cases of beer for us.
Awesome.
They got 2 blondes, a redhead, and a brunette sitting in my office.
That's what I like.
That's a good pairing right
I like
there.
when somebody
Taryn.
donates that to me, I'll tell you that.
All right, Taryn. Hey, we love you, girl. I'm glad you could give it a shout-out. I wish we could be there to support you, but we will send our donation, and we wish you all the best with the cause.
Support
I appreciate that. I really do. Thank you guys.
All right,
You're
thanks.
welcome.
And by the way, I'm pretty sure I put the whooping on Bud.
You did?
Yeah, what the whooping, a couple of points.
You did put the whooping on Bud.
Listen, Sproles had me nervous. I'm not going to lie. I thought, oh, my Lord, this kid's going to put up 30 points, and it's going to be over for me. I should have been a shoo-in. It should have been not an issue.
Are you 4-0 now?
I am 3-1, and I don't appreciate
I love you, girl. Tara, check her out on Twitter, guys, at Peppy_pants. She is a great fan of the show and just a great person in general. So we love you, Taryn. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, bye. I love her, man. She's great. Can we go a couple minutes? Call? Calls coming in. Oh, was it Miguel? Is this your buddy Miguel?
I don't know.
Oh, no, we'll take it in. Let's take it.
I don't know who Miguel
What
is.
do you got? On line 2? Yeah? All right.
Hello.
All right, Miguel, you're on line with the Sportscast. What's going on? Miguel?
Hello.
Miggy! No, Miggy, I don't want that. I don't know what happened to him. Miggy,
hung up?
call back, Miggy.
Well, that sucks.
All right, hey, Alvin, can we go about 5-10 minutes? Is that okay?
And where are the white women at?
Yeah, that's what I think.
They got donated.
All the white women went to Taryn. It says you're coming on Twitter. Hey, Peppy Pants sounds hot on the phone. Wow.
She sounded a lot more relaxed.
She did.
This call than the last call.
Love our
I think
Peppy Pants.
That's great.
All
man.
right, guys, let's get into everyone's favorite segment here. Big one on the show, the Wild World of Sports. We bring it to you like no other. Here we go.
Memories.
It is.
Spanning the globe to bring you the variety of sport.
All right, guys. In the Wild World of Sports today, we got a few You Got Knocked the Fuck Outs for you guys. If you missed any of these videos and you're not watching live, you can go back and check out any of our shows on demand or any of these videos at thenewsportsguru.com. All right, first up here, let's see. Who should I go for first? It's good ones. I'm going to go with my own Dallas Cowboys fan getting knocked the fuck out this weekend in the parking lot.
Yeah, he did.
This one comes pretty crazy. As we all know, the Chargers took it to my Cowboys this weekend in San Diego. And as we know, Some NFL fans are complete, utter drunk idiots, and that's why we don't like to go take our children to the game because of these idiots.
Exactly.
Okay?
You're exactly right.
I am. And majority of the fans are great.
Yes.
And it doesn't matter. You could, I could be
never
talking
show
to a
them.
Redskins fan. I'm not going to go duke it out with them because my team's better than yours. Grow up, fellas.
Yeah.
Seriously, grow up.
Exactly.
All right, but this guy here, check it out. Alan, if you can go ahead and roll it. Chargers fan in the parking lot confronts a Dallas fan here and knocks him out, gets 2 bottles broken over his head. I mean, beer bottles broken open, and it's pretty nasty here, Knocker. It's pretty chicken shit by one of these guys. You can watch the video here.
Oh, it's always chicken shit.
And go ahead and play the volume here for me, Alvin. We'll go. His girl comes up and slaps him in the face, right?
Yeah, what was that all about?
Oh, here comes the bottle. Oh,
man.
Down to the ground. But that's not it, man. We got another guy comes in.
And they're all
from the other
Cowboys
si-
fans.
I
They're all
know.
wearing Cowboys
I
gear.
know.
What the
Cowboys
hell?
fans are fine. Cowboys fans.
That's what kind of year it's been for Dallas.
That's how it goes right there.
Their
But
fans
if you
are
guys
fighting
missed the
each
video,
other.
you can check it out, thenewsportsgrid.com. You can cut it, Alvin. But just nasty stuff there, man, after the game. And it's one of those reasons, like, that happened in San Francisco, with the Dodgers fan getting, stabbed to death outside. It's just,
come on,
we're going a little
man.
rant here at the end. But, it's just grow up, you people.
Really?
Like, it's seriously, it's ridiculous now.
Can't we just go
you're
to
not,
a game?
You're not cool. You're not. Thugs aren't cool. Wear your pants below your fucking ass, because I used to when I was 15. You could be a 32-year-old gangster. Just stop it.
Exactly.
Let me bring my daughter and let me if I'm in my other jersey, razz me a little bit. Say your team sucks. You don't need to stab me over because you're a 49ers fan or something.
Yeah, because they don't even know who you are.
Exactly.
I mean, I got news for you. That team doesn't even know that
Yes.
you're out there in the parking
They
lot.
could give two shits
fighting
about you.
because that's your team or whatever.
Exactly.
Come on, man. Come on.
Ridiculous.
Let's grow up, man, and let's just, we don't need to do this.
Let's move past it. So, all right, next up here, you guys like to find out some little better ones here. Alternate referee body slams a boxer after he pushes an official in the ring. Now, this one's awesome. Now, boxers are in the ring. They're boxing it out.
Amateur boxing?
Amateur
Okay.
boxing.
Uh-huh.
One of the guys gets upset with the official inside the ring and pushes the official. So the
Never a
alternate,
good idea.
Alternate official comes in and just absolutely body slams this guy. Alvin, go ahead and throw it up for me right now. It's pretty ridiculous. I mean, you can check it out at thenewsportsgrid.com or at Rant Radio Network. We're showing all these videos live here. This is how we roll, exactly how the refs roll in boxing. So he's punching him out, Knocker. He's punching him big time. He's like, referee comes in and says, stop hugging. And the guy's like, no, get off me, fool. Get off me, fool. Well, you know what? This guy's taking none of it. He comes in, Superman. Here he goes. Ah! Boom. Got knocked out. Alvin's loving it in there. He got absolutely thrown out.
That was BWF right there. That
I
was
know.
a body slam right
Body
there.
slam him to the ground big
That was
time.
awesome.
Got knocked the fuck out, buddy.
You got knocked the fuck out, man!
You got knocked the fuck out.
Stupid bitch.
Stupid bitch. Hey, we got a caller on 2. Is he back? Yeah? Guys, you're lighting up today. Great show. All right, let's bring him in real quick for you in the show. All right, caller on line 2, no longer there, Alvin. God, you're worse than Arvin.
Working smooth
Seriously.
as usual.
Yep. First show he's back in a month, and you know what? Got to play it. I'll kill you, Alan! I swear to God. I'll kill you. All right, guys. Well,
Get
we
a
got
name, something. Tell them to stay on hold. They'll pick you up. Something.
Yeah, exactly. All right,
Help
guys.
us out here.
Yeah, it was homophobic. It was. All right, guys. We're going to cut the show a little short here. I know we ran past some time, but we're getting some more Wild World of Sports. You guys want to see the craziest bat suit, Jeff Corliss.
Oh, that
bat
thing
suit
is
dive.
awesome. That guy's insane.
Wild World of Sports. It's
Yeah.
awesome. You guys can check it out, thenewsportsgrid.com. Also, some great rugby hits this week. And one of the biggest knockouts you'll see, Buckner safety delivers a huge open field hit on that receiver.
Bucknell against St. Mary's,
Yeah,
right?
something like that. Ridiculous.
That was
So
awesome.
Check those out. All right, guys, tonight coming up, we have a huge show, NFL Game Day show tonight. We have the one and only Sam Tripoli from the Naughty Show and Punch Drunk. It's going to be funny. Guy's hilarious. He brings it every show. It's going to be great. Check that out tonight, 4:30 to 6 on Toad Hop Network. You can watch that show live as well. Want to thank Alan in producing and Arvin as well.
Absolutely.
Our callers, Freddie Coleman, you are great. Taryn, as usual, Mr. Awesome, and all you SportsCast fans out there. You guys are great. We've been doing, the show's been growing and growing, and we appreciate everybody out there. So
yes, sir.
Keep up the good work. Spread the words. We do have our SportsCast stickers in, bumper stickers. We got them. Knocker's sporting it right now on his T-shirt. They're fantastic. You guys want to get one, email us or tweet us, and we'll go ahead and mail you guys one out so you guys can start representing for us out there.
Absolutely.
In the public. So, all right, Knocker, glad to have you back.
I'm glad to be back.
We'll be back in about 3 hours, NFL Game Day show with Sam Tripoli, so stick with us, guys. We'll be back next week. All right, love you guys all. Be good humans.
Later.
Number one. Number one.